I wasn't really sure about making this video because rooting for your nation in the Olympics is fucking stupid. And most of the people who follow my YouTube channel probably are aware that it's fucking stupid because it's real fucking stupid. You have to have a mental disorder to care about your team winning in the Olympics or your country winning, whatever the fuck that means. But nonetheless, people apparently seem to care, and you see all this crap on Facebook about someone from another country, then they'll post stuff about if someone from their supposed country won, or you see all this crap about people from the United States who won, and some woman in Puerto Rico won, and who gives a fuck? Did you play in the Olympics? Did you win any of those fucking medals? Do you know them? Did you help them win? Did you somehow participate in the Olympics in them winning? If you won in the Olympics or you helped someone in the Olympics, then it's okay to feel pride in your accomplishment. If you're not involved, then they're just someone else living on planet Earth. There's no connection, there's no special connection that I have between someone who's living in Los Angeles or Atlanta or even in New York City compared to some other person living in China or Vietnam or Uganda. It doesn't make a fucking difference. There's no mystical connection between someone in the United States and me. I'm not in the Olympics. I'm not playing in the Olympics. I'm not even watching the fucking Olympics. So why should I care? I don't care. I don't feel proud of other people winning in the Olympics. Now, if you want to watch the Olympics because you think it's entertaining, that's fine. And if people from around the world who play sports want to get together and play with each other, I mean that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that the environment and local communities should be destroyed in order to build stadiums or stuff like that. I think that's a really bad, sick thing. But taking, pride in your country winning, like what the fuck does that mean? Because these borders that we have are totally fucking imaginary. They're political stuff, which is again imaginary, abstract stuff. No physical reference whatsoever. There's no physical reference for why I have a connection with someone else who's supposedly an American, as compared to someone who's English or whatever. It's just fucking stupid. We're just all different people on planet Earth, and we should just care about each other equally. Furthermore, people really don't give a fuck about other people from their country. Why is it, if you go to New York City, you'll see proof that people don't care about other Americans because look, you have people sleeping on the sidewalks. I see that all the fucking time. Every day, people beg to me for money on the subway. It is impossible. Sometimes one goes on the E train, begs for money. They leave the car, another person just walks in. It's one after another. Some are pretty regular. I mean, if you ride the train every day for several years, these are the regulars, and you can almost get to know them. You know their spiel and their talks. No one gives a fuck about them, and they're Americans, so why should you care about some American winning the Olympics? You want to care about other Americans, care about those people, not some spoiled brat who has someone willing to pay for them to get to the Olympics and willing to take care of them while they practice for 10 hours a day just to get there. Those people don't need special attention. Furthermore, this whole national pride thing, it's fucking bull. Can't humanity get past it? And the annoying thing is, I know why humanity can't get past it. I know all about spiral dynamics. I know about value systems. I know that people of low value systems are going to unite over stupid concepts like being all part of some religion or being all part of some nation state. And that's called the green. It's called the blue meme. Eventually, people get to the green meme, which is a little more advanced supposedly, and then you realize, hey, we're all humans and we should care about each other. But even those fucking stupid people seem to care about the Olympics. I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. It's just fucking bullshit. And then going through history, there's the times when you have people who wanted to use the Olympics to advance their political agenda. That used to be a whole thing. Like, the United States has this many medals and the Soviet Union has that many medals and we have to beat them. I was a teenager or a child at the time. I wasn't going to beat any of them. I wasn't involved in that. Why are people telling me that I'm involved in that? If you're not in the Olympics, you're not playing, you shouldn't give a fuck. You shouldn't give a fuck about the United States winning. You shouldn't give a fuck about some other country winning. You shouldn't give a fuck. You shouldn't be rooting. Go do something your fucking stuff yourself. Why are you living vicariously through other people? Are humans so empty and devoid of passions for doing anything in their lives that they need to root for someone else running or swimming? Like, how is that even a sport? I mean, like, baseball's a sport, or football, or soccer, or bowling, of course, because I go bowling. But it's like you're just running really fast. That's not even an interesting sport. Maybe if the bowling was the Olympics, I'd watch, but it's not an Olympic sport, so fuck the Olympics. And if we continue on the whole political agenda, you didn't just see that with the United States versus the Soviet Union, but you can go back to Nazi Germany. You know, that was a whole thing with Hitler and Jesse Owens and all that, and he was a hero for winning or whatever. But the whole thing is stupid. It just shows the mindset of the type of person who roots for their teams in the Olympics. That it's basically racism with a fucking flag. And, you know, Hitler with his racism agenda, his race-based agenda, the Olympics was the opportunity for him to show off the superior master race. So when you're cheering for your team in the Olympics, what you're basically doing is trying to cheer on some concept that everyone of your nation has some vague qualities, unknown quality, which makes them superior to everyone else. Now, maybe if everyone in your country is the same race or something, like you're all French or whatever, or mostly the same race, or maybe like go back 100 years, then you're all French, now you're all whatever in France. But you know, you get the point. If you're just in one area, we're all supposed you can all pretend that you share some genetics. Maybe there'd be a tiny hint of validity to it, but there's none. There's people from all different types of genetic backgrounds, all in the same nations. So what is the ethereal quality that unites everyone under one nation? So if one person in that nation wins the Olympics, then everyone else should give a fuck. I don't know. No one's ever explained it to me. They just tell me I should give a fuck about the Olympics. I think that if you care about who wins the Olympics and you're rooting on for your team because they're from your country, you have the mindset of a Nazi. Okay, end the video.